California. We had an issue where you had an illegal alien truck driver that got a commercial driver's license in the state of California, employed by a California company, kill 3 people in Florida. This guy didn't even speak English. We're bringing him up on charges. He's going to face a lot. And I can announce, Jesse, that I said initially the company needs to be held accountable. And we've been working with the federal government, and they are pulling that company's license to do business because you cannot employ somebody who cannot read the road signs.
The biggest story in politics right now is Gavin Newsom, ladies and gentlemen. And the fact that it all traces back to him. He's been caught red-handed with the CDL license and the accident that happened all the way in Florida. But there's something deeper happening right now that JD Vance is going to hit back at Gavin Newsom for. Gavin Newsom has decided to become Trump 2.0. The Democrats are rallying around him because they want him to be the face of the Democratic Party. But even the Democrats are not having this. I'm going to show you that. There's 2 stories to this. There is the story of the illegal immigration, the gerrymandering, that's happening, that's why Gavin Newsom is mad. It's because of what just happened in Texas, as Texas is now celebrating 5 new seats and Jasmine Crockett out of Congress. But I want to play this clip here by JD Vance where he calls out Gavin Newsom for being a fake Trump. He is not only a fake Trump, but this guy, what the hell is going on with Gavin Newsom in California? Take a listen.
So your pal Gavin Newsom calls this an abuse of power, that this is just a power grab, and this is all stunt for show, and that you all are going to roll through other cities. You've heard things about, oh, martial law is going to be declared.
Yep.
Into that, you say?
Well, to what? First of all, how is it a power grab or how is it a stunt when we've already declined murders by 35% in 9 days? How many people are living and breathing today because Donald Trump had the willpower to say, you know what, we're sick of DC being a home to lawlessness. We're going to bring some public order back to the nation's capital. So what I would say to Gavin Newsom or to anybody else in some of these big blue states or big blue cities is you can have law and order. You can have common decency. You can have public spaces that young families can go to again. I'll tell you a story, Laura. A couple of years ago, the last time I was in Union Station, I took my little kids there to get lunch, and they were being screamed at by homeless people, not compassionate to the homeless people to let them just fester when they clearly have mental health problems, not compassionate to young families to not be able to go into one of America's great public spaces without being screamed at by a person clearly suffering
Why are Democrats
from a mental
doing
illness.
this?
I don't know.
Why is this?
So what he's talking about here, as you guys know, is the DC takeover of the National Guard to stop crime, and crime has already rapidly declined. So again, Gavin Newsom has taken issue with the gerrymandering, again, that he's been a part of. Now he's threatening Trump and the Trump administration for that, and Texas Governor Greg Abbott for that. So, and then now he has a big problem where he is, again, a backfire and stunt to also call out the DC crime rates going down as some type of fascist takeover. And then he also has the CDL problem where we are now looking at an investigation into California as to who is giving out these licenses to people that are not even Americans. So there's a lot of problems that Gavin Newsom is facing. That's what you see JD Vance, but there is a posturing happening. JD Vance seems like Donald Trump's next pick for president, right? That is who Donald Trump, as he's president right now, is going to endorse. And we know now that the Democrats are making Gavin Newsom the next face of the party.
A political strategy.
Laura, I have thought about this so often and so many times. I don't know why Democrats seem to love public disorder and chaos almost as a political ideology. And I think that part of what's going on is Democrats have gotten so divorced from the communities that they allegedly serve that they don't realize the gross majority of residents in DC, they want to walk through Union Station and just have a bite to eat or enjoy the space with their families. They don't realize that so many people have been absolutely terrorized by Democrat crime policies. And so maybe they just don't make the connection between what Gavin Newsom says and the fact that places like DC or Los Angeles have some of the highest murder rates in the world.
Yep. And now we move on to Gavin Newsom on Twitter. He's been on X, basically becoming this personality again that everybody's been pushing for on the left. That this is the way you fight back. You become Trump 2.0. Apparently, that's what they're saying. So he posts here. He says, "Don't poke the bear." He's warning everybody to stay away from me. Do not poke me. I will declare war on you. And it's to the point where it's getting very embarrassing that Morning Joe saw this, and he's saying the Democratic Party is literally rejecting what Gavin Newsom is trying to do here because they have nothing else to run on. They're 26% approval, 19% approval, according to Quinnipiac. So, hey, just take a listen to this.
You see, the Democrats are trying to find their footing, and it's quite embarrassing, actually. I mean, Gavin Newsom, I mean, have you seen what he's doing online? And it's like, just take a deep breath. Yeah. Don't try to turn the ship 180 degrees and one. They don't know what to do. I have a good idea. Instead of trying to school Donald Trump, talk into the camera about affordability. Talk about making groceries more affordable. Talk about what you're going to do for housing. Talk about what you're going to do for energy prices that continue to go up. We heard the congressman yesterday talk about energy prices skyrocketing in New Jersey. Don't try. As I've been saying, Donald Trump's not on the ballot in 26. He's not on the ballot in 28. Why try to drag Muhammad Ali in the ring when you got Chuck Wepner standing right in front of you? And Wepner's.
There you go. So there you have it, right? The Morning Joe is just rejecting. He thinks is actually stupid. So you got some Democrats who, again, never really have sense, coming up with some type of sense, which to me, again, just tells you the state of the Democratic Party, where they're just as confused as we are. But you want to know who's even more confused, and this has to be the dumbest ish I've ever seen in my entire life. Here's Eric Swalwell. Basically, he doesn't even know what to say about this transformation that Gavin Newsom is going through in order to defeat President Trump. But again, what are you going to defeat? President Trump has already won. What you should be worried about is, again, the American people in California. Take a look at this, how CNN breaks down this new approach by Gavin Newsom and how Eric Swalwell literally has no idea what he's talking about. He sounds ridiculous. And this is one of the main reasons that the Democrats are losing. Again, Newsom's approval rating has dropped by over 10%, according to polling done by UC Berkeley. So sitting at a 49% disapproval, and now it's probably going to get worse. Take a listen to this.
I ask you about redistricting in California. It's moving full steam ahead in Texas, and in response, things are moving along in California. Republicans have filed a legal challenge in California, but it could very well make it to voters to sign off on if this moves ahead in November. At the very same time, the governor has taken it upon himself to transform his social media kind of as part of this into very specifically spending all of its time mocking Donald Trump by mimicking his social media style. I mean, you can just see some of the posts of the memes and the things that have been put out. What is I'm seeing a lot of Democrats applauding this approach by Gavin Newsom, but is this all more about his presidential aspirations than anything else? And if it is, are you okay with it?
It's a teaching moment. He's mirroring and reflecting what Donald Trump is doing. So to ask the country, is this who you want as your leader? Somebody who debases us and reduces the dialogue. And yes, I mean, it's silly, it's cheeky, but it also is going on offense. And it's something Gavin Newsom has done in the cases he's brought on immigration and the redistricting move that he's doing to level the playing field against the crooked way that Texas is trying to fix their maps. It's making Donald Trump react. And I think you can either be on your heels reacting to Donald Trump as he goes after the most vulnerable, or you can put him on his. And there's not many leaders right now, I think, on our side who are stepping up and going on offense, and Gavin Newsom is.
So interesting. Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate your time.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, many people are confused just by watching this. I mean, you're watching this with me, so you guys already know. But he said this is a teaching moment. What? A teaching moment. Eric Swalwell. I mean, this is the Democrat. Y'all are so cooked. It's actually hilarious. I actually thought I would bring this up because this is the last person I would think that I would see. Former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy. He does nail this. I'm not gonna lie. You might not like him. You might call him a rhino, but he does nail this because again, This all started with the redistricting battle over Texas. Now that, again, Jasmine Crockett and you know, the fact that the Republicans just got way smarter, and we're talking about gerrymandering here, which is something that has been led by Democrats. So now I want you to take a listen to this. This one is very interesting to me.
If you ever knew him, I've known him since he's been mayor of San Francisco. There's no principle behind him. He's a chameleon. He'll change as the weeks go by. If you talked to him a couple months ago, he wanted to be a Republican. If you listen to him, right? He says one thing, does another. He wants to be president, and he thinks this is his road. He's trying to imitate somebody. He can't get there. But when you go against the Constitution and go against the people, and he has done this before, to put something on the ballot to try to lie to the public, and they vote him down. I believe that same thing can happen here. Remember, when this was on the ballot in 2011, it was the Democrats, Nancy Pelosi and Gavin, who spent hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to stop it because they want all the power from the politicians. Think.
So there you have it, right? That is the conclusion of this video. You guys know where I'm going with this. Where I'm going with this is Gavin Newsom was never this guy. He's trying to be this guy now. He's trying to get ahead of the curve. He's trying to make people like him to this point, but there is so much corruption behind him and his administration. Ever since he was a mayor, there has been scandal after scandal. And this guy is just not himself. He's a chameleon, like, again, Kevin McCarthy said here, former Speaker of the House. So what are your thoughts? Is Gavin Newsom making you want to vote for him? Is this something that turns you on? Are you looking forward to this? Are you flipping from blue to red or from red to blue because of Gavin Newsom? Let me know down in the